This conference will now be recorded.
Yes.
Cottage Grove Town Board will hold a special
Yes.
meeting in Town Hall at 4058 County Road N on Thursday, October 27th, 2022 at
What?
9 a.m. We have a quorum present. The meeting was posted on the website and at the town hall. I'll call the
Thank you so
meeting to
much.
order. We're here to discuss town budget for fiscal year 2023 in light of new information related to debt service and police contract. And we have the bank here to tell us about our loan payments. Uh-oh.
My printer's not working. I can't. It's like locking up everything. in the print. Oh, Jesus.
Did you get? Yeah, I gave her those. These then.
So there's one additional adjustment. I had thought Coffeetown was being annexed this year. It's been in the works for a few years now, and I thought this year it was going to affect where I'd be billing the village for it. And Kim found out that that's not the case. So I had to take the payment out, which increased the levy because the adjustment was in the levy, but it also decreased the payment from the village for annexation. So it's a wash. That part is a wash. It's just where the numbers are going there. So just to let you know that 1,767,000 is actually 1,771,000, and then annexation payments is 5,386, not the 9,000. So that's that. So for the last meeting, I had the loan payment in there incorrectly. I had it in there for the 70 some, how did I do that? No, I had it payment in there for 20 some thousand, but in the levy, I had it in for 104,000. So that's what basically the difference is, that you have more money that you need to move around, is that I had the payment in there wrong for the note. And it didn't offset the levy there. And then I had talked to Nick, and he said that the fire truck that was supposed to be purchased by the end of the year has been moved to either February or March of next year. So I took the town's truck that was supposed to be purchased this year, and I moved that into next year. And then the truck that I had in there originally was the joint one. He said that's not going to be purchased until 2024. So I took that one out. So those are where the numbers changed with the village, the notes.
And the payments from the village.
Yeah.
On the truck.
Yeah.
Because they all got pushed back.
And then right before I came in here, I got a call from DOT about the bridges to see if there's more payments that are coming. And she said, yes, there are. And so I said, could you quickly tell me, is there ones that are going to be next year as well? And she said, yes, it's a really long story. And so call me when you're done with your meeting. So I may add more, I need to put bridge expenses in here for Femrite and Uphaw.
They're not going to have it all billed this year?
No. Which is going to lower, I mean, you're going to have more money going into your unassigned funds this year. So you just have to pull them out and put it towards next year, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, why it takes them so long to close that?
Yeah. And she said it could go past 24 or go into 24 as well.
Seriously?
So I had to call her, so I don't know.
So you're not going to be here then? So it's all up to us. in other
I'm
words.
sorry, yeah.
Well, Laura Peterson from the Monona Bank is here because there was some questions, or she was here anyway, so we asked her to stay in case there were any questions about how that loan works, since that was part of the confusion with figuring out the budget. So if you have any questions for her about how that loan is working, this is the time to ask them. This is the loan that we were taking out in installments. And so far, all we've
1.5.
taken out is for the one fire truck and the chipper.
Yeah.
And there's 500 in there for Nat Big Road intersection and then
2 more
two
fire
more
trucks.
fire
Fire
trucks,
truck.
which you heard is next year and possibly not until the year after that. So it's calculating now, we're paying interest only on what we've drawn.
Correct.
Okay.
And you're comfortable holding on to that plan for as long as Deb has just shared that it might be?
Yes.
Okay.
But the Nat Big Road, that's just road maintenance. Correct.
We
That-
haven't taken that.
But that's what it's, could be for road, isn't that what we put it in for, road maintenance?
Yeah.
Not Nat
Is
Big
that
Road.
specifically
basically.
tied to that intersection, or can they use that for other road projects if they decide not to do that intersection? I think that's what Mike is asking, right?
We can use it for whatever need.
Whatever we need,
Whatever. we
right?
need, Yeah.
So,
As long as you, I mean, it's a 10-year amortizing loan, you know, so when you draw it, the payment would be based on the remaining amortization of that 10-year note.
you don't really care what it's used for. Okay.
Okay.
What's the bottom line? All this,
91,000 you need to find.
We
have to find 91,000?
Sheriff's Department.
We need
91?
to
They
cut
got a 9%
91,000.
increase.
they did 9%. Holy crap. That's big time. The police,
So the numbers
Budget.
changed.
Yeah, the police budget also
Wow.
went up 20-some thousand. That's part of that 991 or.
they shot for 1 year, man.
I
That's
had
mostly pay or what is
Yeah.
it?
They had a 9% pay increase, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Any questions on the loan? How that's working?
Can we pull out the $91,000?
No. No.
Just joke.
If we don't use it, we don't use it, right? I mean, that's just the way it is.
Okay. I guess there's no questions.
Okay,
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you for staying.
Of course.
So we have 91,000.
Oh, let's see, I don't have the 170 off of this one. I think I wrote it on that one.
Oh, yeah.
$91,677.64.
175.
And then I just wanted to mention, last year we were in this situation. I don't remember it, but I looked at last year's notes or minutes and you guys were short 30,000 last year that we pulled out of unassigned funds. So just to point that out that it did happen.
I think it was the same reason last year as well, as I recall.
Yeah, I think the police budget came in
Mhm.
higher again
Higher.
after,
They told us approximately what it was going to be.
yeah. And we currently have how much in ARPA funds? That we haven't,
My computer wasn't working right, so I didn't get any, I didn't write everything down. It was,
it's over 200, wasn't it?
yeah, I believe so. We used 108 of the 400 and some so far. That's just that I'm not including what you budgeted for next year.
Yeah, which we took, I saw it in there somewhere.
And the way that just looking at projections and, you know, for the end of the year, there's not going to be, I think with the police is not going to be as high because of losing Brian and the timing. So you're going to save money there. You're not going to be taking much money out of unassigned funds like you had originally planned in the budget last year.
Right.
And with the budget going down, your percentage against unassigned funds is going to go back up. So you do have, you have money there. So that's falling, that potentially will fall in your range that you could use.
So currently we had taken 59,000 out of ARPA funds to use in this year's budget.
Mhm.
So if we could take the 91,677.64 out.
Cannot use it to cover shortfalls in your budget.
You can't.
No,
No,
That was one
but
thing I
we-
read.
We could designate it for,
Well, if you find something in there, yeah.
we could designate it for the seal coating at the highway, which is 80,000. For next year.
We don't borrow that now?
No,
No.
Isn't that part of the
No,
350,
the 350 is the highway maintenance contracts.
which is paving?
yeah.
That's
And the 11,000 that we had in for patch and cold mix, we combine those two to use ARPA funds, we would,
Although we're still gonna have to come up with the $600. Whatever. I mean,
we could use that on unassigned.
yeah.
You know, is that allowed?
I do not have knowledge on that.
Seal coating and capital roads, that would be 91.
What was the question?
Can we use ARPA funds for road maintenance?
Yeah. There's no tie on it because we didn't have shortfall on revenue.
I don't know, I'm gonna have to get way up to speed on that, because I'm not up to speed on that at all.
So they basically said you can use the money for anything on your budget. Because we were under that threshold.
You trying to use the whole ARPA, all of ARPA funds right now into the budget or?
No, 91,000 of it
Okay,
for the seal coating and the
Patch and cold.
patch and cold mix.
so we're trying to balance this right now. Is that what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the only thing I'm worried about is that you're using it for not new things, but things that you funded in the past from your levy and you're short, so that's why you're using it and you're not supposed to use it to balance your budget. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna have to justify this someday, I'm afraid, so I'm not gonna not say something, I guess.
What about what we were planning to put into parks, you know, the playground equipment, that's
Well,
something.
we took
We did.
59,000 from American Rescue Plan and 40 of that was for parks and the other 19 was,
No wonder it sounded so,
10 was for maintenance and 40 for capital.
yeah,
okay. Can only do it once.
right.
Well, I'm just looking at the final rule, key points to consider. So, I mean, it does say road building and maintenance and other infrastructure. I'm just, like I said, concerned that it's something that it's not new or more than usual, but well, maybe that doesn't matter. As long as you guys go to bat for it with me, because I don't want to be on the hook for it.
No.
That would be all maintenance.
Dry.
There's not like a dollar amount that it has to be or anything, is there? They don't say like,
We have to report what we used it
no,
for.
I know, but they don't have a minimum or anything.
Oh, no.
No,
But the reporting is way less strenuous than it originally was. It's not a big report that we just submit that we used the money, right?
they
You
tell
put
them
the
where.
detail on where.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, it's not like
Somebody's
originally it
gonna
looked like it
decide-
was going to be pages and pages of,
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna decide then if it really qualified at some point.
well, apparently.
And if it didn't, then we'll have to pay it back, I guess.
What they're afraid of is all this money has not been used across the whole country. They're trying to make sure
Right,
now it gets spent, period. That's
Correct.
why it's so much leeway now.
because we had, what, 5 years?
You have to have a commitment in 24. Yes. You have to look. I
To
think.
December of 24. I
Yeah,
thought
it
it
was
was.
committed, yeah.
But we as a board are gonna vote on what we use it for, so it's not Kim's
No,
responsibility.
I mean, those were the two things that came to my mind as to where we could come up with the 90.
Yeah, I mean,
One,
if it's,
using
unless we're gonna
ARPA
nickel
for
and
that.
dime everybody else, it's like, there's no sense in trying to find it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's $91,000. I mean, that's a lot.
yeah, you aren't gonna find it any place
No.
in this budget to cut.
No,
'Cause I don't think anybody wants to cut seal coating or crack filling,
No.
anything like that. So use the ARPA funds
for
to
that,
fund that for 23. We haven't spent it all. And take the 677.64 out of unassigned.
I mean, I'm okay with that. It's, but there again, like, Kim says, it's, someone's gonna have to pay for this eventually, if
We just have
the
to.
federal
report it
government
to them.
decides that we can't use it, then we're gonna have to come up with
And you'll have
some.
to turn around and pay them back with unassigned funds, I guess.
As I recall, there was really no limits on what we could use our money for.
How do you move that into the budget?
I'm gonna add 91 in the ARPA revenue.
Into
Is ARPA anywhere on this document show ARPA
It's on
funds?
your first
on the
page.
first page,
Right now it has 59.
has 59,000 coming in right here.
Oh, okay,
American Rescue
okay, man.
Plans, so we would increase that by the 91.
So then that would be 150 or plus.
Or less to make it look less.
What number is it on the front page?
41,600.
I said that out loud.
Thank you.
Everyone comfortable with that, doing that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where else we're gonna get the money. It's like,
Right.
so you want a motion?
Yep.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right, I move that we balance the budget by taking,
Don't say balance, that we use
that we use $80,000 from the crack filling,
or from ARPA to fund crack filling.
okay, fund crack filling,
Seal coating.
or seal coating, and $11,000 from the patch and cold mix.
Second.
With the,
With our, to replace that with ARPA funds.
and
Balance.
using the 677.64 from
Unassigned funds.
undesignated funds to balance the budget.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, just for looking at this now, 90 says over budget, 98. So there, how much is actually in the ARPA account right now then?
It's over
Yeah, it's
200,000.
over 200. I don't have the number in front of me.
Okay, so how come it doesn't say that here then?
That's all that
That's
we're
over a year.
taking out this year already to put into the 23 budget.
This isn't a balance sheet, this is a budget. It's
I got it.
profit and loss, the fund balance shows on the balance sheet.
The 103 is just expenses this year that we applied towards the ARPA funds.
And so there was 98,000 left.
No, that's,
No.
we used 98 more than what you budgeted last year because you only budgeted to use the 5,000 for that
Okay.
Kashkanon, which never happened. So it's going to be an amendment.
And how much ARPA funds did we get originally?
400.
400 and
Something,
some
yeah.
thousand?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's gonna be left in that, in ARPA funds, then there's gonna be a fairly good amount of money still.
It'll be over 100,000, which could possibly be, if we don't get that grant for radios for EMS and fire,
We could use it there.
we could use that there to fund our portion of replacing the radios.
Yeah, or if it's still sitting there, we could actually build something down below down there.
We could look at that again next year for possibility.
Okay,
So there's a motion and a second. Use the ARP, 91,000 of ARPA funds to fund seal coating and crack filling. Patch and cold mix and seal coating, and 677.64 from undesignated funds to finish balancing the budget for 2023. Any other discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I'm just gonna say this, I think you guys are gonna have to look at something before budget time next year, because this isn't gonna be any better next year. I don't know how you can expect it to be, not be, if you look at how much your emergency services have gone up over the years. She's put you 3 years back here. Take a look at your emergency services and look at how much they've gone up, and remember that your levy goes up less than $20,000 a year from new construction, even in a year that we had all those new houses built. So, you know, that's all you gained, and look at how much more you needed. I don't know where it's gonna come from in the future.
maybe it's some things, well, we gotta pay what we have to pay, and
And that's just it.
luxury things are not gonna have to be done, period.
Where's the luxuries in your budget? That's what you
Yeah,
guys are
well,
looking
I mean,
for.
we may have to put off road sealing or something, you know, asphalting or something for a year.
It's not.
Or you're gonna have to borrow more to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like that's.
All you're doing is putting it off till the next year, then,
But
next
it's
2,
not
3
a
years.
luxury.
It's not gonna get any better though. Where's it gonna ever get any better? Like I said, you gain about $20,000 a year, if that, in levy, or you're gonna have to go to your voters and ask to exceed the levy limits. Maybe.
Already, that's what we need to do then.
I think one of the things we need to do is in the book you're writing, and probably isn't room in the tax statement, but to identify that we have hired 2 full-time people with EMS this year, and starting January 1, we'll have 2 more full-time EMS.
So I'm sure that that'll be in the
In the
report
EMS.
from EMS, yeah.
Yeah.
And as a result, when you look at our chief's report each month, you see that we have 24/7 coverage for the most, right here
Yep,
with paramedic.
but I don't know if you can afford it.
Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
We just can't keep saying, well, it's okay, you know, yeah, let's hire 2 more, let's hire 2 more, because it's nice. I mean, does that make the route, somebody get there a minute earlier, or, I mean, I just don't,
Yeah,
there comes a time, you can't,
unfortunately, it's coming down to what you can afford and can't afford.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had luxury, we haven't had to go through this, it seems to me.
But we're gonna have.
And now
to do it by
we're,
next year.
yeah.
Right.
It's a different ballgame.
So then, last item is consideration of the treasurer's request to purchase a computer from the town. And the more that I think about that, is I don't think we can sell it without putting it out for everyone to bid on it.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. My laptop's getting slow, so, and I like how fast that one is. But, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think we can legally do it
Mhm.
without putting it out for John Doe to also,
Try to purchase.
But she should be able to bid on it, right?
oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when we take stuff to the Wisconsin surplus, then anybody and everybody sees it and can bid on it and goes to the highest bidder.
So I checked to see, we paid $589 for that, a replacement would be $689. So I don't know if you're gonna get enough to replace it, and it's here. I mean, it would be here as backup. Amber's computer is my computer from 2015. It still works, but just saying, you know,
Yeah,
so.
The only thing with this one, and she might have two of them, it doesn't have a camera, so if she ever does Zoom
Oh.
type stuff, she wouldn't be able to do that, so.
Yeah, but though you can get those for 20 or 30 bucks.
yeah. I don't think we can legally do it without putting it out for everybody to look at, and I don't think we want to do that with a computer.
Sound documents on it.
No.
Well, you clear all that.
You cleared it out. You
I
cleared it.
remoted, that's all I use it for, is to remote into here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it?
So just
Ready
no
to
action
adjourn?
on that?
Pardon?
No action, you're not gonna,
No.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Non-debatable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Turn in your EM sheets before you leave.
thank you.
Have
Wanna update yours?
You'll update mine. I got mine done.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you for updating it.
Yes. I'm sorry about the budget.
Yeah, right, sure you are.
Never not. Not your fault.
No?
I'm teasing.
No, let you guys know about